There's so many things I want to say, but I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving week. And gosh, my heart was so full this morning. Let's see if I can compress everything. The other day, I happened onto a lecture, which I'll upload parts of the videos that I took. It was being done by the Weather Channel at WBUR, that's Boston University Radio. And I ended up meeting I didn't realize who they were, but two people from the Weather Channel. One works with NOAA, NOAA, the other with the National Weather Center in Florida. Anyway, they were discussing hurricanes, which was fascinating. So I learned a lot of things, especially about Harvey, having been there. So, and then there was this scientist from Princeton, and there's some things I hadn't considered or thought of that were really eye-opening, and questions that were answered. But one of the things that kind of stood out to me spiritually is that, sometimes life does feel like a hurricane, but in a sense, it always is. Not the kind of hurricane where, you see all the debris flying around, but it's a movement, it's dynamic. So it's a very simple analogy to express a very complex thought. But sometimes I think the best we can do is to try to remain in that eye while life is moving all around us, whether it's debris or it's just dynamic. And, I believe that that's what God is there for. God is there to be in the eye and center us. God is not like the gods in the Iliad and the Odyssey, where Odysseus is being punished by Neptune until he understands that God is in charge. He will continually be punished and be given grief until he understands that the gods are in charge of men. Now, I could go into more of that, but I do believe that God does allow some things, not for our punishment, but for our refinement, because it does make us stronger in many, many ways. And I don't know, what to say for you on your road. I know where I am and the things I need to do, and I believe that you are where you are. You are a sovereign human being with free will, and that is what we are all given. And using that free will to the best of my ability, not just for my purposes. I know that the way we treat others is the way we think of ourselves, but to always be thinking, how in this moment can I think of somebody else's good? And I think sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't. But I've found that people are very, very graceful, very grace-filled, very merciful. In fact, there's a beautiful play that talks about the beauty of mercy. The protagonist wants to exact revenge on a particular situation, and the talk coming back is exact mercy. Mercy is much more fulfilling, was the thesis. Now, do you have to be perfect at that to share that? I don't think so. But are we on the path? Are we on the path of mercy? Are we on the path of receiving grace and mercy so that we can recognize it, and in the path of giving it regardless of another person's religious, political, class, whatever the things that might separate us? Am I in that process? And if I have veered from the straight from the path, am I, like C.S. Lewis said, a mere Christianity, going back to the fork in the road and getting on that path that leads to grace and mercy, accepting of grace and mercy more and leading to grace and mercy more? Am I on that road? And to try to be on that road. So that may have been loaded, it may have been simple, but I hope that that was, there was so much more that came to mind, but I need to run because there are some big things going on. And so this is a shout out to my family. I love every single one of you, blood, loved ones, and I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And may you celebrate Thanksgiving with all those you love and make peace with all of those that hopefully there needs to be made peace with, and to be at peace with those things that maybe we have or haven't done well, completed, not completed, and where possible, if we can, great, and if not, to live at peace between God, among God, under God, and with all men. So the reason I'm showing half my face is when I show my full face, this is so vain. I feel like for some reason the camera makes it look a little chunkier than it is when I'm looking in the mirror. And I thought it might be distracting. This might be distracting. I call it the back cam. But I hope that this has been a good lesson for you. So this is to all my church family everywhere, from all around the ages, my family, school families, business families, all of you guys. I love you guys dearly, and I look forward to connecting whenever we can. And I'm thankful for connecting with new people and reconnecting with old ones when possible. Take care. I love you, and I'll see you around the corner.